Yep, mine's included.
Ooh, that was wild. Hello everybody. Episode 6 of not Thursday's Thoughts. It's Cleety G Weekly News. It is Cleety G Weekly News, episode 6. We got Warrior, and we got Cranky
Howdy.
Liberals, and he'll be going by Libby. You wanna say hi, Libby?
What's going on, guys?
Not much, not much. I'm just chilling. And then we got Rhea here as well. You good,
Ew,
Rhea?
just
Now
chilling.
On stream
Still
went
up?
down.
You're good.
Are we sure it's up? Alright. So,
There's Graves.
I guess I'll just continue, and then if it fucks up, I'll just, start over.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
keep
cool.
you updated.
Just, yeah, stay in your DMs, please. Alright, so this episode, let me start with my contest reminder. 15th subscriber to our Twitch, or 15th patron to our Patreon will be winning a $15 GameStop gift card. We've currently had 3 subs to the Twitch, so we're gonna count the Twitch and the patrons together. So we're at 3, so we need 12 more. So our 12th will be winning the contest. Once winning the contest, I'll just DM you, get your snail mail address, that paper mail, and I'll just mail it to you with a stamp. So yeah, $15 at GameStop. That's a game, you know, or a controller. Really, whatever you want. After this, I'm probably gonna jump into Visa gift cards, because GameStop's a dying business. I just like it more than Walmart. Because Walmart's political, you know? But I can't be political. So, how you doing, Critical? Or Libby, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be starting with Warrior, but I just want to know if you're having a good time, Libby.
Yeah, dude, I'm just hanging out. I'm
That's
just
good.
watching some Naruto gameplay, you know?
Oh, true? Which Naruto?
Whatever you guys are streaming right now.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'm not in the same room. I'm just playing Halo Reach. I fuck with Naruto though. All right, well, Warrior, we got you here. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man.
That's good. That's all I can ask for. I could ask for all 4 of my guests to show up, but I don't need that. I got 2
The
of them.
day that happens is the day the world ends.
I'm content with Libby and Warrior. I'm tongue-tied
I'm content
as
with
well.
Warrior too.
Warrior. So,
I need a gamer tag.
Lit. I got a new gamer tag. It's Base Form Ranger. So let me just slide on into this interview. I'm gonna take my time because this episode's just gonna be interviews, a little bit of chitter chatter. You know, we'll be a little loosey goosey about it. So your first question, sir. How does your team get along?
Oh, my team gets along great.
Mhm.
We all vibe pretty well together. I've noticed compared to like some of the other teams I've seen talk to each other. I'm pretty grateful I have who I have on my team.
Grateful. I like that word. Now I'm actually curious. Where did the idea for your team name come from?
So it just comes from like a random clip from Hank Hill or King of the Hill.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about random things to make it, and it's phrased like, do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. But obviously I can't make that whole thing the team name.
It's fucking funny.
So I just
Oh
went
my
with what's a
God.
JPEG.
I fucking love
It's such a
King of
good
the Hill.
clip.
Oh my God. Uh, that's got me fucking broken. All right. Now my next question. I kind of struggled writing this down, because I wrote all these questions down a few times and then like reorganized them, etc. Rewrote them. I was wondering, before or during the interview process, either or, did you expect to become a captain? Did you like, how did that turn about? How did that turn out?
I think it's one of those things where like you shouldn't really expect to. It's just one of those things where if it happens, it's nice to be or to just like think that something you applied for went through,
Mhm.
but I wasn't really expecting anything. Because I feel
Did
like
you
at
wanna
that point
be a
you're just setting
captain?
yourself up for
Or did you just
disappointment.
kind of like fall into it?
Uh, I wanted to be a captain, but I wasn't gonna be worked up if I wasn't.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Now, how are your drafted prospects fitting in at the moment? You had like 3 to 4. You had 4.
Yeah, I have 4.
Mm-hmm.
So far it's going well. We dropped one for reasons inside the team, and then
Mm-hmm.
the other well, we traded Archer today because not because of anything specific with him. It was just he wasn't needed really, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Like our team just kind of works better with Alpha Drop,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nothing against him at all, because he is a
No,
great
of
player,
course.
but he, and then the rest of us have all gotten along great,
That's awesome. That's
and everybody's been playing great. It's been a fun time.
Now I'm just gonna move into the more of the general questions. These are gonna be the questions that I also asked Libby. Now, how long have you been with CleedyG? How did you hear about us?
Um, I was in an initial like form of CleedyG, so I already knew it existed, but I just rejoined like a month ago
Oh,
through
that's dope.
through one of my friends when they got back in.
All right. Uh, Now, what platform do you play on? Like, what platform do you play your games on?
I play on Xbox.
All right, all right. Now, do you? Hmm. Does your team practice at all?
Yeah, we've been scrimming at the very least every other day, and we've usually at the moment for most of our scrims we've done like scrim one day, scrim the next day, and then a practice or like a break day, and then 2 more scrims for the next 2 days, and then a break day. We've been going like that. I feel like it's working out pretty well.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. That's actually really cool. I didn't I didn't know anyone really organizes it like that. That's awesome. Now I have a
Well, I don't
question.
want to
Do you? Go on.
oh, I don't like making people play scrims every day because it's like people have other things to do, other games they want to play. Nobody
Mhm.
wants to just sit there and play Smite all day. Like, that's stupid.
I can appreciate that. Now, do you casual play with any other CleedyG members that aren't on your team?
Yeah, of course.
That's cool. Did you want to name any of them? You don't have to.
No, those people smell.
All right, bet.
You're
I
right.
bet. Uh, I guess a little bit on the same subject, but one of these questions I have written down is who's your favorite player currently in CleedyG, and you cannot name yourself.
I have to take myself away.
Because that's too easy of an answer.
Um, if I had to give one specific player, like just based on personality, I don't think I could do it. But that's one of those things where like maybe if I had a bit of time to think about it, I could give like a better answer.
That's fair. I appreciate that. Not jumping the gun on the answer with that. Now, do you have any advice for any current or future captains with CleedyG, regardless of Smite or Rocket League or etc.?
I feel like, based on what I've seen in the captains in the Smite League, is that a lot of the issues that have arisen have come from captains not they're not properly discussing with the people they've drafted that they're going to draft them, and then people get drafted and they're like, well, I didn't know I was going to get drafted here. I wasn't ready to be drafted here. I don't like these people, and it just feels like some of the captains have been struggling with communication with their players.
That's actually specifically what I was praising Frank from IT for last episode. But did you have more to
Yeah,
say? I apologize.
No, that's pretty much it. Just communicate with your players. That's really important, because if not, your players are going to get upset.
So did you communicate with all the people that were drafted before you drafted them?
Every single one except one, and that was the one that ended up getting dropped. So maybe that counts or something.
All right. Were all those guys originally on your draft board? Like on the top, or just the first part of the question, were they on your draft board originally?
Yes, all of them were.
Mm-hmm. All right. Uh, now I got this fun question for myself, honestly. Eminem or MGK?
I don't really listen to either.
If you
Alright,
pick
bet.
Machine Gun Kelly, then you are a disappointment to everyone.
Oof.
Can't argue with that. Guess I gotta go Eminem.
Dope. All right. Now that's about all I got for you for now. I'm gonna move on to Libby.
I'm here.
How you
Fire
doing?
away.
Lit. All right. Now, your questions are a little bit more structured towards you being one of our better casters. Your first question was, how long have you been playing Smite, honestly? If you are able to give even an abstract answer to that.
Yeah, so I've been playing for quite some time,
Mm-hmm.
and I probably have too many hours logged on the game. I started playing like in season 3, and it's been like pretty much the only game I've played since then. I used to be pretty heavy into COD, but I'm a big fan of like mythology, so like a lot of the character history really appeals to me, and I'm pretty competitive overall. I used to play college sports, so I'm really into the fact that like MOBAs, there's a lot of strategy and like it's a performance-based game. So I dig the fact that there's like a team aspect to it. It's like where you can really perform well, but ultimately it depends on how well you work together with your other 4 members. Especially since like the only game mode I play is Conquest.
You don't play Joust or Arena or anything?
I play Joust if I can't fill a 5-man Conquest, but other than that, I rarely play another game mode.
Do you like the new Joust map?
The new Joust
Is that a
map,
lot more fun?
it's pretty cool. I mean, there's more like, it has more of like a map control to it. So like you're not just fighting over a red buff anymore. Like you can invade their blue, their speed, their back camps. So it's definitely got like a lot more material than the old map. So I'm kind of a fan of it. The games, they seem to have like less fighting early on. So I don't know. Like the reason I queued Joust in the first place was just kind of to troll around and have fun. So I like the fact that it's like more competitive and there's more to it, but it doesn't necessarily have like that carefree fight necessarily.
No, I see what you're saying. I definitely agree with that, because that's why I would choose Q Joust. I definitely, if I do play, I generally play casually, and I would really just pick Joust. I mainly pick Raw. If you've heard a single one of my streams, I'd probably talk about it. I like the tight, I guess almost like hallway that it was on the original map in the main lane. Makes my 4 easier.
Right.
Now, next question. Do you watch a lot of Smite streams or gameplay? Do you watch other people play it or what have you?
So I didn't really before. I used to be on console, so I had an Xbox, and that's mainly what I played. But I recently got a PC here in the beginning of January, and since I got on PC, I've been like a little heavier into Twitch. So I watch a couple of streams. Watch some of the Cleety games whenever there's a caster on that's talking over it. But yeah, so I watched like just a couple.
All right. Now, since you mentioned PC, do you use a controller or do you use keyboard?
I use keyboard and mouse.
Would you use a controller if you had one, or you prefer a keyboard and mouse now?
Keyboard and mouse. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's a little heavier to get involved and just like kind of learn the keys and like how your hands, like the movement, right, to hit all the keys, your consumables and relics and all that. But once you get the hang of it, it's so much smoother.
All right. That's fair, because I know a lot of people that I know a small amount of people, but that small amount of people, even smaller amount of those people, play Smite. And they play both console and PC, and they've said that PC is preferred for input lag, and then overall they prefer keyboard.
Yeah, so there's more frames
Mhm.
when you play on PC, and then also like the mouse just like it allows you to be more accurate with your movements. Like if
Mhm.
you pick 2 points on your screen, it's much easier to go from point A to point B accurately with a mouse than it is a joystick.
All right. Um. When and why did you start commentating?
So I was in another league. This was probably about 2 years ago, and was just wanting to be kind of more involved with what they were doing. So I messaged one of the guys, the guy who started the league, and said, "Hey, would you care to have someone like commentate over the games?" Because at the time they were just kind of streaming the games, and it was just like the game audio, and I didn't necessarily think that was too exciting to watch. So what ended up happening was, like, if one of the guys playing on one of the teams had a buddy, that was the only people who were tuning in. And the leagues like this, they don't succeed unless they have a big enough player base. We saw that in Season 1 with how some of the teams dissolved and players got shifted around.
Mhm.
This season's a little better because we have more teams to start off with. I'm sure people will still get frustrated and quit, but I ultimately did it just to help the league grow,
Mhm.
and just kind of got started that way.
No, of course. I was around for Rocket League's draft league, um, and I jumped in around season 2, because season 1 I was still working a pretty heavy job, and it. I'm not gonna say season 1 ended the same way, because it definitely didn't, as Smite season 1, but it did have similar issues that our Smite season 1 had, and honestly, by season 3 everything was pretty fucking smooth. Season 2 didn't have problems or anything. I'm just mentioning season 3 because, like, at that point, we kind of all knew what was happening. We knew who was here to stay, honestly. And, things were going pretty well. Uh, Now, I did want to mention that funny thing is, like, I don't know how many episodes I've asked you to be on now, but, like, I've wanted you to be on CGWN for an interview since the first time I heard you cast. And let me tell you why. So, I've casted a few games. I definitely don't know the game enough to cast it well. I cast Rocket League better, and even then I cast it pretty shitty. Willick's cast as well. And then I know Davies will cast. Outside of that, it's been a few people here and there. I really like Davies' casting. Now, I may be biased because I'm personal friends with him, but he knows the game as good as anybody I know personally. And he has a lot of energy into it. It makes it easier for someone who doesn't understand the game to tell when there's a big play happening with Davies. But when I was listening to your commentating, it's not so much that it was like bam, boom, bam with the energy. It was just more of a fluent, professional commentating, and you knew what you were saying, you knew what you were doing the whole time. It was definitely like some of the best commentating I've heard for Cleety G, much less anything that I've watched in regards to like Twitch or gameplay. And I was like, I need to get this guy on, especially when I found out you're OP. I'm a little biased with OP. I love him.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. Because, like, and I've talked to Willix about this too. Because,
Mhm.
like, whenever we're streaming, like, prospect games, or he's streaming them,
Mhm.
it's nice to have someone on, just, like, one person, right? Because it's more of, like, a conversation. Someone can, like, talk to the chat if there's a chat. The chat's active. It's more involved, relaxed. But once we get into, like, the season games, typically you have 2 chairs whenever people are casting games, right?
Yeah.
You have like your main commentator and then the second chair, and they're just kind of more like, the first chair is typically the one controlling the action. They're the shout casting. There's like the Davies, right? You get real hyped in the action. You start calling out ultimates, relics being burned, players getting kills, solos, big team fights. Just kind of like you said. For those not involved with the game, it's easy to tell when the action's happening. And then your second chair is kind of like more analytical, like matchups, builds, just kind of fill in the time. Because in Smite, especially like the first like 5 minutes of the game, like you might get 1 or 2 kills, but there's typically a lull. So you can talk about win conditions, lane matchups, kind of how teams are going to transition into the mid to late game. So I mean, we've hopefully, that's not falling on deaf ears, and we'll get some of that going whenever the league starts here on Friday.
Definitely, definitely. And maybe in a world where Davies Delinquents and OPE don't make it to the finals, we could get exactly that with you and Davies commentating. That would be the dream team, if you ask me, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I'm down as long as I am available to do it. I'm probably one of the older members of my team. Actually, I'm probably average on age for them, but play Smite, full-time job, so pretty busy, but I do what I can when I can.
That's awesome. I like to hear that. Now moving on to your next question. Do you prefer / enjoy casting or playing? Like, well, what brings you more? What gets the blood pumping for you?
Playing 100%. Yeah, I enjoy playing because I really enjoy competitive Smite because, again, there's more, like I said earlier, like I enjoyed the competition, the performance aspect of it. Like I'm on OPE. I also have got a team where I compete in the Obey Community League. So
That's
just
dope.
juggling those two things. I definitely try to get my fill of the competitive scene rather than like casuals or ranked.
Are you a starter on OPE?
Yeah, so this season I'll be playing carry. Last season I was playing mid because one of our team members, they didn't want to play that role. So we just kind of swapped around so everybody could kind of get their time in.
So with you being a starter, it's unlikely you'd be commentating any OPE games?
Right. Yeah, because if I'm available to play, I'm sure
You're probably going to play.
I would like to, and my team would like me to. We do have a pretty good roster. We have three pretty good subs now, with Wrench, Bungle, and Freak. So we've got a really good sub lineup too.
Has your whole team played together? Like, obviously you can only get 4 people in a game unless it's a custom game with like, I'm sorry, 5 people in a game unless it's a custom where it's like 5v5. A private lobby, not custom. But have you guys all gotten a chance to like play with each other?
Yeah, so we had our lineup pretty much set before the draft started. Whenever the draft was happening, we were kind of just looking for players who were, comfortable filling that sub role. Obviously, if they perform well and outperform a starter, then, Ruth and Frank will reevaluate. But from that, when we picked up Sly and Reiku, we had gotten a couple scrims in before the draft had even happened with teams outside the league. And then since the draft had happened, I don't know, my team, they've probably gotten in like 6 to 8 scrims. I haven't been involved in any of them because I was in Vegas last week, but they had gotten some scrims in without me.
That's awesome. Sorry, I'm choking.
By choking, I'm warrior.
Choking on dick. Nah, you got any advice for any future casters?
Future casters.
Yeah, any potential future casters, because no one's gonna outdo you and Davies.
So I would just get really familiar with the game. Like when you're casting, you need to know what buff timers are, what relic timers are. You don't need to generally know the cooldowns of each ability in the game, but those are really big things to call out. Those are things most like high-level competitive players are going to be calling out in comms and games. Just because, like, if the jungle ganks and they get relics but they don't get a kill, then the commentator can kind of point that out, and you can kind of predict what's going to happen in game. But just kind of hone in your general knowledge, because no one wants to listen to someone talk if they don't know what's going on. Especially in a game like Smite, people tuning in are going to be familiar with the game. They're going to want to listen to someone who's educated, who speaks well and knows what they're talking about. So, And
That's
that would
fair.
just be the advice that I would give. Although I'm sure it doesn't help too much. But
I mean, that's the only advice we've had on stream about casting. So I think it helps a lot. Now, how long have you? I don't want to ask that one. Was you casual play with any Cleety G members that aren't on your team?
no, not really. I've played with a couple of guys in Joust who aren't on Cleety or OPE, but
Mhm.
like I said, like I try to fill up most of my time just because I don't like. I want to fill up my time when I play with the game with what I enjoy, and that's comp. So that's like why I'm involved in OPE. That's why I'm involved in on my team for OCL as well.
That's awesome. I guess I can ask this. Do you have a favorite player in Cleety G that isn't yourself?
Kano, 100%.
Really?
Yeah,
I did
Kano.
ask you about that before the stream. Do you guys know each other personally?
No,
Or
we
at least outside of Cleety G?
no, we met through Cleety G.
Mm-hmm. You just really hit it off?
Yeah, he's just my boy.
That's dope. I like that. Eminem or MGK?
Neither. I don't listen to rap.
You don't listen to Rap God?
Respect you.
No, I listen to both songs, and I don't have an opinion on either one. It's not my cup of tea.
Eminem's new album though was really nice. Fucking,
I was just listening to
it was
that.
a banger.
Music to be murdered by. Yeah, the song that, the diss.
Your audio went out.
You good, Danger? This dude.
I miss him already. Alright, it's my show now. Welcome to Cleety G, new season 6, week 6.
I
Season
don't
6,
know
every week's a new season.
which song he was trying to mention, but the new album of Eminem does have some political songs that are talked about in there. Some are I can't really go over since we can't be political. But some of them are actually just really, really good.
So I have no idea what happened to him.
Neither do I.
So I would say it went pretty well.
And he's gone.
He just left the party.
And he poofed. He probably got disconnected or something, because I have no idea.
I'm trying not to die. I'm trying so hard not to die. Alright, let's see if we can find him back in here real quick.
Yeah.
Is this where I
it's
plug
in
my
there.
SoundCloud?
Alright, real talk though. I was so I already mentioned I was in Vegas last week, right? So you're walking around the strip, and there's like
Right.
all these casinos and
Big.
everything, right? There's some restaurants
Yeah.
and whatnot, and then there's always like these 3 dudes who are like strategically positioned around the strip, and they're handing out their mixtapes. Like they've burned
Dude,
their
that sounds
like
so
their
dope.
8-song whatever. Their
Hey, if they're
8-song
dedicated, you've got to give it a
disc,
listen.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Hey,
absolutely.
dude, do you want to listen to my mixtape?" And I was like, "No, a hard no. I don't want to listen to your mixtape." And then the thing that like made me giggle was he tried to make it like a racist thing, like you don't want to listen to my music because I'm black. And then I was just out. Like it's not, I just don't like rap music. But there was always those guys with the mixtapes.
But what if he's got heat? Like, you're never gonna know now.
Yeah.
That's a mystery that I'm willing to like just kind of let linger. If I listened to it and it was bad, then I would just be disappointed. But now I'll just never know.
It's gonna be like 10 years later, that guy's gonna blow up, and you could have like had free music from him, like from the start.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe if he was like confident enough to like sign the CD, give me an autograph first,
Ooh.
then I would have taken it. But it was blank. You gotta have confidence in what you're doing, otherwise I don't want to be involved.
That's
That's
fair.
fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
but you say you
I learned
miss
that in
100%
sales.
of the shots you don't take, but every shot I've taken, I've always missed.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, and I'm not really involved in what you do.
Yeah.
Don't you play
Like,
Rocket
I don't know,
League,
maybe
Ryan?
get good, kid.
Yeah.
Are you a starter?
That's why I'm a that's why I'm a passer, not a shooter.
It really do be like that sometimes.
I think that's the first time I ever DC'd from an episode. Yeah. So, Warrior, have you ever played any MOBAs before outside of Smite?
No. Well, I played Gigantic when that was a thing, but that died in like
I
a
played
year.
that.
So
That's dope.
I pretty
That
much
was a
played
MOBA?
Smite. Yeah, it was considered a MOBA.
Ew. How?
Multiplayer online battle arena.
What's Overwatch? Is that a MOBA?
No, that's a hero shooter.
Isn't Gigantic the same thing?
No.
It just wasn't shooter?
Gigantic had the tower play, the zone control into killing like a sort of Titan or objective boss.
Gigantic like first
It's been a
showed up
while.
on Xbox and I tried it out. I actually had some fun with that game, and then I just deleted it because I never knew it was important.
I enjoyed it. I also play Hyper Universe. That's free as well, but it's
Hyper
a
Universe is
side
fun.
scrolly.
It's that game doesn't run on PC anymore. Like they discontinued it. I think it still goes on Xbox, but the player base is really small.
Libby, did you play any other MOBAs?
No. Before this, I played COD. So I was I was a COD boy. I played on the UMGs and the GBs, right? So I played like for like $2 $5 games, things like that. And then before that, the only other game I played like religiously, there was. Have you ever heard of Guild Wars?
Is that a mobile game?
No,
don't think I
it
have.
was,
No,
it was on PC.
It's a PC game.
Yeah.
MMO.
So, the reason I liked that was you had like 8 classes of characters. So you had your assassins, your mages, which I think they were called elementalists. But you could speed clear dungeons. So there was like a dungeon that was supposed to take you like 35 minutes to get through with a party of 8 people. And you could do speed clears with them to where you could get it done in like 5 minutes, right? So like me and a couple buddies that I met through the game, like we would just run the dungeons and try to do it as quick as we could. But
Cool.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I played
Wizard 101?
I never played that, I'll tell you that. I never had a computer for that.
Never played Wizard 101. What a pleb.
I played the fucking the Cartoon Network one that was like Wizard 101. I don't remember what that was, like Worlds Collide or some shit, I don't know. That was dope. But I don't think that was a MOBA. In regards to MOBAs, I didn't know Gigantic was a MOBA. I played that, and then I loved Mobile Legends Online. That was really fun.
Yo, I remember Toontown. What is it, Toontown?
Toontown.
I remember Toon World. Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, well, that's about it for this episode. I'd like to remind everybody, actually, let me start with shoutouts this time. I'll start out with my shoutout. I'm gonna steal your shoutout, Libby, assuming this was your shoutout. Happy birthday, Ruth. Now y'all do your shoutouts. I'm done. Shout out whoever you want. Your team
Alright, I don't
members.
like anyone. Shouting at myself. Me, myself, and I, you know. It goes. I carry myself in this league.
Oof.
That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, that was definitely not gonna be my shout out. I didn't know. I didn't know Ruth's birthday. She tried to make me feel bad, but I didn't know. So
I
can't be
didn't
that
know.
upset
Tisk
about it.
tisk.
Yeah. For my shout outs, let's see. I'll definitely shout out my boy Kano, because that's why I'm an OPE. No other reason. I don't like Ruth. I like Critical Mass. We lane together, and he's in chat, so I feel like I gotta shout him out. So good job, Penta Stealer. Everybody will remember that until you die. And then
Especially DJ.
yeah, right. It was so disappointing. I was casting that game too, and you just see him get the spicy quadra, and then Critical come out of nowhere and just snag it. Wasn't anybody else around either. Like it was just like DJ and Critical. But there's your shout out, Critical. You got what you wanted.
What you wanted.
And no, other than that, the only thing I got is like I'm gonna be changing my name here shortly, but that's
To
about
what?
it. It's gonna be ex Arcadian.
All right. Why?
Yeah. Because now they got the PC hooked up and everything, I'm getting a Twitch and everything running, and you have a rule on here that applies pretty well. You know, the whole like keep it
Gamer tag rules.
PG and
Oh.
no political, right?
Mhm.
Well, if you try starting up a Twitch channel with the name Cranky Liberals, it doesn't really you know, it's not that conducive to a friendly environment.
No, of
And
course.
I think what we found out here with CleDG is like the culture is just super important, and that was one of the issues that you guys had in season 1, was that just everybody was so toxic, and it's hard to build something when it's just that kind of environment. So I'm gonna make the change personally, but you can kind of see how it shifted in season 2 with CleDG. And it's a little less toxic. There's still the friendly banter that goes on, but not a whole lot of egos. Everybody's a little more friendly and wants to help each other grow.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I actually got 2 things to say on that. The first thing is basically what you just said. Is it starts with yourself, you know? Like, all you can control is yourself. And then the other part, I guess it's kind of a plug for our CleDG HQ Discord. I know I've brought it up before, and this is a little bit old news, but CleDG HQ is our new home for casual conversation. We got channels for movies, sharing pictures about your pets, and we even have channels for other games that we don't have any leagues for, such as my favorite Apex Legends, but which is also in the Titanfall universe. I love that, even though I hated Titanfall. But yeah, we even got Pokecord and other Discord bots. Check out our CleDG HQ. A lot of us are already in it. You can hit up me, Danger Ranger, on Discord, and I'll send you a invite, what have you. So yeah, check out our episodes every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm gonna start advertising in the Discords too, because I haven't advertised since we switched over to CleDG Weekly News. Because we had previously done 30 episodes of another news stream called Thursday's Thoughts. And it was mostly during Rocket League days. Because, you know, we're only starting Smite Season 2 just now. But we are on the 6th episode of the news stream, CleDG Weekly News. More professional stream. I conduct myself more professionally. We did it for that, and then we also did it so that we can try our best to get every episode uploaded, because we had kind of mismatched episodes on Thursday's Thoughts. I did notice, I think we missed episode 3 for Weekly News, but you know, it shouldn't be a big deal. But yeah, every Monday, 9 p.m. Come check us out. And don't forget our contest. 15th subscription or Patreon.